this fixed. Okay, we got comms now. We're good. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. For some reason, comms were muted. The Discord was muted in OBS, but it's fixed now. So hopefully you can hear us. Scrub going to give us a look at what is on our lumberjack today. Ooh, a sword. So AGA 1 probably not required, but could possibly be. We're going to get a look at Blind's Hut from Quizbowl. There's our cape. Could be AGA 1 for Dark World access, actually. So far, only that cape in Blind's Hut. Tier 1 tree pool just being 1 rupee. There's our hammer. And our powder. Not sure where my co-com went, but I'm sure he will be back soon. There's our lamp from the bottle vendor. And our first bottle in the chicken hut.
Can you guys hear me now?
And Magus is back. Welcome.
Sorry, Discord being Discord. I saw the hammer pickup, it was making a comment that you said, that one. So, at least with hammer and powder, as soon as Quizbowl gets some magic, he'll be able to check magic bat. But, Moon Pearl.
Ooh, very nice.
And considering Scrub has magic, we'll find out what magic bat is soon enough.
Yeah, this is a very interesting start.
Interesting nothing. Let's see. I guess we missed what pendants and other stuff were needed. Missed the library check, though, but let's see what the race game holds in store for us. Some more bombs. With the toolkit they have, let's see. Dark Cross is accessible. All of Escape is accessible. Most of Eastern, and there's map check. Crystal 5 was at Eastern. There was a Crystal in Hera, and of course, I think it was the blue pendant at Desert. Now Scrub's got their Moon Pearl, while Quizbowl is headed up to probably go through all of Escape.
You said 5-6 at Eastern, right?
I believe it was 5, but don't quote me there.
Consider
I saw
it written down,
numbers,
sir.
So but still, we'll be able to double check soon enough.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So let's see what the Mad Batter's got for us today.
Yeah, it's interesting. Quizbowl forgot to make that check, although didn't have any magic, where Scrubcasual did from checking Uncle first off.
Yeah, that was the main reason I think Quizbowl skipped it, is because of not having magic. Let's see if there's anything major there. And we have $20. So nothing really major missed out on.
Although powder is very nice to have. Kind of have those early safeties with that cape and that powder.
Oh god. We're 2 swords away from Aghanim.
Well, we're one sword away from Aghanim just because we have that cape so we can get through the barrier. We
Yeah, that's
know
right.
there is a sword on Aga 1, on the Lumberjack.
Very, very true. The reason why I say 2 swords is because most of the time the seed will give you either cape and lamp and a sword, or it'll always make sure that it'll usually give you both options if it really wants you to actually have to do Aghanim.
Yeah, it gave us that lamp too fairly early, so I'm wondering if our gloves are going to be locked behind Aga 1. It doesn't feel quite as bad to have to do it when you know there is at least value on the Lumberjack, but still.
Well, let's see. With all the axle plays available to them, they'll probably swing around, hit up Dark Cross, maybe hit up Eastern, depending on what Zelda's Chest and Dark Cross has, and then they'll probably go from there. As for we haven't seen anything on South Shore yet, so there may be the gloves down there as well.
So far, nothing very interesting in the escape sequence.
Not much.
We've found 4 items so far, and nothing really nice.
Looks like Quizbowl's setting up for the Death Warp.
Oh!
Oh! That is a toss-up, but he's probably just going to be walking up on that one, and most likely Scrub is going to set up as well on that one. Let's hope that they don't get hit into the ferry. Well, oh nice, they left one of the guards alive. That'll make it a lot easier.
I don't know if it would have just been faster for Quizbowl to walk back at this point.
Not really. It actually is faster to take the Death Warp still, surprisingly.
That was just so perfect. Did the Death Warp perfectly and caught that fairy right at the wrong opportunity.
I hope someone clipped that one, because that's priceless.
That was a good one.
This tournament has brought us a lot of good clips, a lot of interesting things. So Scrub will be the first person to check out the Dark Cross chest. Oddly enough, this is one of my favorite checks to make early on, because honestly, if there is any value in here, that honestly just basically grabbing the key and then going to immediately heading back is technically within logic. So anything found there that would make Zelda's chest relevant means you'll actually find the key in the back of it, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, looks like we're glove blocked from the back of Escape. Gonna get our first look at the dam here. It looks like both of our runners pretty much making the same routing choices so far.
And I might add that the dam's inside chest is vanilla. Normally, you just have 3 bombs there as well. I'll try to point out, some of the this isn't even randomized comments where I can, folks. Vanilla dam, I guess, because piece of heart and bombs.
Very interesting to have 2 vanilla items back to back.
I'm just surprised that no one is checking the what the fish item is giving them today. Because tossing a fish back into the water will actually net you a few items. Fun fact for those that didn't know.
I only know that because of cross keys and Enomizer. I usually snag a fish to Thunder.
I know I'm a fan of it, just because if I'm going South Shore, it's free items. And we have 20 rupees, piece of heart. There's our gloves.
Ooh.
20 rupees, and the boomerang. Pretty nice haul. Not that bad. The glove is definitely, valuable. Gives them access to Death Mountain and the back half of Escape, which I was going to say I bet you they were going to go to Escape, but looks like Scrub's opting to not, while Quizbowl, I think, is going to go check Ice Rod Cave.
I like the Ice Rod Cave check because every once in a while there's something of value there. And, a lot of players, oh no, we're going straight fake flipper. Quizbowl has the money. We will get a look at Hylia Island as well as Hype Cave.
And I completely forgot that they had Dark World access with that gloves.
Yeah, Scrubcasual is like, I'm going straight to Hype Cave. Which Hype Cave is usually my first Dark World check, so I like it.
Considering where he was, vanilla 300 rupees from from Yoda. Let's see, heart, bombs, 20 rupees, and 300 rupees. Not that bad on money. And I gotta say, Hype Cave always reminds me of Star Wars. I mean, it's located in the swamp. There's some weird creature there, and looks like Red Pendant and the other two pendants are in Thieves and Ice, apparently. So looks like Desert was green. I can only tell it was an actual pendant, but still. I missed what Hobo was, but we'll
just
probably
a heart piece.
Okay, looks like Quiz is going to check the Waterfall Fairy and probably also let us know what's in the what the bottle item is from the fairy today.
Oh, Fire Rod from Stumpy.
Nice. I guess he didn't want to actually have that burn himself down. Which I wouldn't call that in poor taste, considering he did turn into a tree there. And I missed what the bottle item was.
A fairy.
Ah, pretty nice. Let's just hope it doesn't cause Quizbowl, to get revived when he needs a death warp. 100 rupees on the ledge, 5 rupees from the digging game. And now let's see what the greatest scam artist in all Hyrule has for us.
Which Zora is in Logic for us.
Yes, it is, with the gloves on that one. So let's see. Today, the scam artist is selling us a heart container. And it's not even Psych Heart. But,
oh, Scrub not going to the back of Hyrule Castle. Only 2 items there, but still a pretty quick check.
More than likely going to check out Village of Outcasts due to the number of locations. And then he immediately goes to another direction and proves me wrong. He's going to Death Mountain.
Oh, he's going to go up to Death Mountain. That's an interesting choice.
It's mainly probably just to get the warp and just, see what's on Spectacle Rock, since he does not have a way to get to Hera or across. And in Back of Escape, we have...
Ooh, that's huge. Samaria.
It's gotta be! And I'm not going to go for the rest of the meme there. And the red boomerang from the old man as Link's tip.
Looks like Quizbowl's going to give our less than Hype Cave a check.
And looks like Scrub, avoiding all those flying cabbages, is going to see on Spec Rock what we have today. Ooh, Burna. Not bad. Not bad. It's useful. And some bombs inside.
Is he gonna go for... He is. He's gonna do Spike Cave.
He's got, what, 6 hearts and a fairy?
And the cave.
He
I
can't
mean,
make...
it's doable. Oh, he
It's
doesn't
doable,
have that
yes.
fairy.
Oh, that's going to be tight on magic.
It's really going to be tight.
Even in Cane of Burna? Actually, no, you could probably grab a hold of that one.
Oh, yeah. So close. He needed one more heart.
Yeah, even in Cane of Burna, it requires a fairy plus all 7 hearts to do that category. But very smart play on that one. Very good, effort.
Oh, Quizbowl ran out of bombs. I was like, how did his hype cave reset? And then I realized. Scrubcasual about to pick up his Cane of Samaria. Oh, looks like we're going to get a pod area check here. Gonna take a look at the pyramid and possibly catfish. I'm not sure if he's just going to dive right into pod. I feel like each runner is kind of trying to make more out of the way calls of locations that typically aren't checked right away, like Scrub heading straight up the mountain and now Quizbowl going over to pyramid early.
They're both trying to probably outthink the other on that one. It looks like the last... Oh, you already got that one. But, yeah, it looks like they're both trying to outthink the other runner on that one. What are you hoping for? Pedestal seed or nice and simple seed? Considering you're having to do tracking, commentary, and restreaming, what would you prefer?
I enjoy the trolley seeds, and I'm not ready for the tournament to be over. It's really sad. I mean, we do have, other tournaments coming up, which is exciting, but I've had such a great time doing this Challenge Cup that it's kind of sad to see it wrapping up. And I feel like I've been waiting for this race forever. So I'm pretty excited to see who takes game 1.
Oh, don't worry. There'll probably be another tournament starting up real soon. I know the Leagues of the Past, Randomizer League just started as well, so there's always a tournament going on in this community.
Definitely a lot of randomizer happening currently. Catfish just giving us 10 arrows, unfortunately. Scrubcasual going to go ahead and head into Skullwoods. Does have that fire rod.
Knowing Scrub, they might actually try Beam Mothula since it is a crystal on that one.
Well, it does need to have a
oh, yeah,
sword
you are
to slash
right.
that curtain.
I keep forgetting that one.
It's an easy one to forget.
Think about it.
Because no one wants to go into Skullwoods this early and beat Mothula.
I've done it. It's insanely hard, but it's fun.
I've grudgingly done it.
Good old enemy randomizers. When you have to go into dungeons like that and just, manage to explore everywhere. There's a key in there, so at least Scrub won't be locked out of the locked room, which looks like that's where they're going.
Quizbowl about to get his $20 off the magic bat.
And if I recall correctly, the vanilla text is something along the lines of trying to curse you and ends up, thinking that, it makes all of your magic, cost double, but it ended up being half magic. So something like that. And I'm betting Scrub's going to walk right back in there. Yep. Walk right back in, taking the Death Warp and then leaving.
Yeah, definitely a good call. Those Dark World enemies hit hard.
Very, 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 very true, Jinx. Very, very true. Considering we haven't seen much of progression lately, I'm gonna say, and go out on a limb here to say, the next major item is going to be in Thieves or Skull.
Yeah, I feel like we're bound to see a sword soon, although they can full clear Pendant Thieves Town if they so choose.
Let me rephrase that. I also forgot they also have access to Pod, so Pod 2. You know, the main plays are going to be Pod, Thieves, and here. And Scrub picking up the full magic and letting the Wallmaster take him back to the front.
Wow, those items in Skullwoods really buried today. Haven't found anything at all. This could be good for Scrub because he does have that fire rod. So if the other item is in the chest before Mothula, he could have an edge up, especially if it's a sword and we don't find any others for a while.
Very, very true. So let's see what's in the big chest today. Also, Scrub showing us the proper way to go to the big chest instead of bomb jumping. We have bombs.
So it will be interesting to see if he goes ahead and opens Skullwoods and checks to see if that other item is in that chest. Quizbowl's routing here is going to be a little bit nicer on Skullwoods as he's going to have that big key the first time in. I mean, it doesn't really save too much time. Looks like Scrub is going to go ahead and just leave Skullwoods, not able
Checking
to cut that curtain to get to Mothula. So
looks
makes
like
sense.
checking bumper ledge since they have the cape. Sorry about that.
Oh, and it's Quake.
Quack. Also has to be careful due to being low on health, but should be able to manage through this as long as they don't fall in the first two holes down there. Getting through here, picking up an extra heart, some magic, going through the bumper. So they will have Quake in about 3, 2, 1. Da 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 da. Nice use of the cape to dodge damage Scrub. So Scrub entering Village of Outcasts. We'll probably hit up Sea House, open Thieves, and then check the chest game in that order. Namely, just due to the routing. Sweet 10 arrows out of Sea House. See you later, Sea House. Brewery check first. Surprised he didn't think about actually, with that amount of money, going into the shop and picking up a red potion.
Quizbowl also checking Bumper Cave, going to get his Quake if he's not killed by the murder bird. There's a sword.
I don't know if Scrub feels good or bad about that one, as he's already checked Skullwoods, and had he checked Village first, he could complete Skullwoods, but my guess is on, more of the shrugs like, Wish I could have gotten it sooner, but still.
So I'm wondering if he's just going to check the first 4 and peace out. There's Ether.
I think there's only been 1 item found so far. Let's see, last chest 2. Considering the way he's going, I think he's going to complete it. Thieves being a quicker dungeon, and it's sort of worth checking. Have either of our runners checked the stun pack yet?
No.
I know I'm a fan of, as soon as I get the ability to stun an enemy, I like checking that, immediately. Sometimes that can be very useful. And Quizbowl picking up his sword. Getting a bit more useful of an item out of the chest game, out of the first chest with 10 arrows versus a single bomb. And Scrub having a bit of a problem with Hellway, as this one is harmless. Can't talk some days. Now, I do have to wonder whether Quizbowl will also check out the back of Thieves. I'm going to say he might, just because of how hard it is to get back to Village from the, from what they have, from where they have access to the Dark World.
Yeah, it's a pain in the neck getting into Kakariko. So that's our 3rd item, and it's definitely not progression.
Well, the one nice thing is that they can complete pod. Scrub can complete pod completely. Not pod. Thieves completely because of having that hammer. So they won't abandon an item in the big chest. And looks like Quiz is also going to be completing pod. So Thieves. God.
Because you jinxed yourself saying that words were hard.
Yes, Jinxie, yes.
I live up to my name, sir.
It's not that bad. It was worse. At least I could always make because math is hard on Twitch joke. And of course, the blind fight being scripted will be nice. And ooh, looks like there is an item in the big chat. There's an item on blind. Sorry, took me a minute to think about it. The last key is in the big chest, as you do on that one. So looks like Scrub will be beating blind and then going from there. I do have to say a very fun fact for anybody that is having problems learning this, learning the pattern for blind. If you take a step to the left and you enter here, and then go up to set it up, it gives you a tiny bit more time to actually practice and get the quick kill. Well, the pattern for it.
Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that.
It's one of those stupid things that you find just, when you're testing out, and practicing, that just ends up working out. Because, blind will still move the same direction, so it gives you that tiniest bit of extra time before they move over, and just a piece of heart.
So only Ether out of that blue pendant beats down?
The positive note to that one is that it does give Scrub a third of the Triforce. No, not Triforce. Third of the pendants needed for the Master Sword, as well as 2/3 of what's needed for Meyer and for Turtle Rock as far as just medallions go. Though I'm surprised neither of our runners have checked Sarala or Sarsaparilla or whatever you want to call him. The
It's
old
also
guy in
not.
our area.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
That both of them full clearing Thieves Town is kind of negates the time, so neither one is really going to be punished for doing it. Especially if that ether is needed, or we have a ped seed.
Very true. Although Quiz being the tiniest bit behind as far as items go, just because he is yet to pick up his fire rod. And we have Sauce's closet today. The book, 10 arrows, and a piece of heart. I guess Link stole Sauce's secret stash of stuff? Question mark? Maybe? I mean, it is a book that was behind a bombable wall. Something else.
Yeah, that book is interesting.
People that I mean, it does give access to desert, which is completable, barring the boots not being on the torch.
Oh, Quizbowl is not happy with that item coming off a blind.
Yeah, but you can see him also smile and enjoy the fact that he got through blind.
Yeah, well, when we were setting up for the restream, he was really practicing that blind fight, so I am happy for him that he got to do it. It's nice when you get to show off something that you've really practiced. Looks like Scrub's going to take a dip in Eastern.
Very, very true. And as I said, you know, one of the things I've learned in my practice, if you need a bit more help with it, just take a step to the left as soon as you get in and just, you know, practice like that. It just gives you the tiniest bit of extra time. It takes you a bit to get used to that tiny bit of extra time, but it does help. Especially when trying to learn, you know, where you need to stand and all that kind of stuff like that. And Quizbowl going to be annoyed with his $5.
Well, could all of our items be completely buried in every dungeon we do today? So far, Thieves Town and Skullwoods both had buried items, and so far in Eastern, our first two items are both dungeon items.
Possibly. If the big key is not there, then most of the items will be... Actually, there has to be at least one item in the next chest or the big key. So, go from there. Quizbowl about to pick up their fire rod. So, let's see. Desert being, you know, available now. Ooh, another bottle. That's nice. But with the book, that means Scrub will also have access to desert. So, makes you wonder whether, you know, how long it will take him to go and check desert. Although, considering that it is the green pendant, it's 50-50 on whether or not he will want to go check desert.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you take the clues that the seed gives you, it kind of wants you to check desert. But again, sometimes rando is just plain mean. Looks like 5 arrows was our stun prize for today.
That'll be useful at the very least. And looks like Quiz is going up to Death Mountain. Probably going to get the warp, you know, the save and quit point. Check check Spec Rock inside and out. And with that amount of hearts, maybe thinking possibly to go and check, you know, Spike Cave.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a play. And Scrub did die going through there, so if there is something useful, then that's going to put Quizbowl in a little bit of a lead, because who wants to go back up and do Spike Cave again?
It's Spike Cave. It's one of those... It's a tough call. You know, the big chest has got...
Ooh! Oh!
That's huge! That is huge! And to think if they had checked... Nice. And to think if they had checked Eastern sooner, they would have had the boots for a while. Scrub's probably thinking to himself, man, what if Quizbowl actually checked Eastern early? He's had the boots for ages now.
Yeah, I think there's always that moment of panic when you find the boots in the race and it's in kind of like a zone 1 type situation.
Sphere 0.
Sphere
no,
1, sorry.
Yeah, Sphere 1. And looks like Quiz is actually going to check the Spike Cave for us. Although, nice enough, Scrub having the hammer and gloves is able to immediately go to Pod.
That is interesting for him to go into another dungeon that he can't full clear, but that's a lot of items in Pod, and it is a crystal, so there's a good chance we could find a bow upgrade here. Just $20 in Spike Cave.
Yeah, sadly. I mean, you really want to hope that, Spike Cave has the goods, but it's just one of the things to do what you can do. And then, let's see. Looks like Quizzy's also going to be picking up their boots soon. And I can tell that basically because of the way that he is going.
Definitely not a lot of divergence between our runners here so far.
And with Scrub paying off Kiki, the most extortionist monkey in all of Hyrule. So let's see, is Pod open today? Probably.
Nope.
Ooh, no. And Scrub does not have a potion, so he can't pull off the potion glitch. And for those that don't know what that is, essentially while walking in a long horizontal hallway, just as the screen starts to, the camera starts to adjust to the next part of the screen, if you drink a potion at the same time, it will let you continue walking on and allow you to actually, how best to say this? It basically lets you grab the wall in there to actually get the Igor, not Igors, mimics off screen to be able to continue on with.
Mirror.
Yes, mirror.
Bonk rocks.
That's actually even more interesting now. Scrub, are you going back to the village of outcasts?
I think he's going to go back to Skull Woods. Although with that mirror, he can check King's Tomb and Graveyard Ledge as well.
Yeah, and chat, start getting your pedestal guesses in. We're going to see Skullwoods done, most likely. Ooh, he's not even going to Skullwoods yet. He's just straight up checking it. Get them in the chat now, because we'll soon know.
Well, I think that would definitely make his decision on whether or not to go to Desert a lot easier if he finds something just Couch Cat.
Which is essentially, what, $20, I think, is the average for that?
Yeah, I think it's like 20 or 50, excuse me.
I believe it's 20. Rupee Horde is 300. God, it's like, if I recall correctly, I forget what it is for the single rupee. But yeah, there's a long line of things on that one. Ooh, and I think Scrub got the quick warp there. Basically, I'm not going to try to explain that one. Someone in chat could probably do that, but basically it saves 30 frames to do that. It's real simple to do. It's just aligning your position on, certain parts of the screen. Yada, yada, yada. It saves 30 frames. Which is actually nothing to scoff at in the randomizer, since you'll be doing a lot more mirror, transfers than you would with, normal Link to the Past. But looks like we'll also see King's Tomb and Graveyard Ledge, as you said.
I like to get these checks out of the way as soon as possible. They just feel like they take forever.
Yeah, they're useful to some degree, especially when you can refill your bombs. And today we have piece of art. This makes you want to go, ooh, piece of candy.
Quizbowl going to be very happy to find his boots after getting this big key.
And what do you think? If you were Scrub, would you go around and check, catfish?
Probably. If I could do the Kern jump, probably.
It's not that hard. I mean, even I have managed to figure it out on that one, but looks like Scrub's not opting to do that. So where will you be? Yep, right side Death Mountain. Hera a check on a check on Ether, and then all the treasures that are over there. So, yeah, they've got a lot of tools. And what's even more amusing is that they had access to early Death Mountain, very, very early in the seed.
Quizbowl gonna pick up his mirror here from Bonk Rocks.
And Scrub also picking up their Cane of Burna. A very, very useful item, Burna. So let's see, and Ether today is just bombs. 3 bombs to be precise.
Now our first look in Hera. Big key could be key locked. Sorry, my brain stopped working, but we do have that Hera pot.
They don't have the hook shot.
Oh, they don't have the hook shot. Yep, no Hera pot.
But gotta say, the coffee break room is a thing. I don't know what Scrub's drink of choice is, but he'll probably grab something or just keep flailing his sword.
Having some coffee as we speak. Enjoying my coffee break. Now will Quizbowl finish off Mothula?
More than likely, yes. Unlike Scrub choosing to come into the Dark World, here usually implies they're going to finish off Mothula and then mirror out and check the pedestal.
Very nice setup for those Octorocks.
Beetles, you mean?
Yeah.
Don't worry. I've already done that myself several times during this broadcast.
I don't know why. I just got so tired all of a sudden. My brain is just not functioning.
It's cool.
As it should be.
Let's see. A full heart container. Did that heal it? And did that heal Scrub? But ouch, falling through the hole.
I'm not sure if that was... Oh, double fall. If that was...
Yeah.
And I missed what was in the chest in Skullwoods.
He's got all 3 items. I don't think I saw anything major. Chat will let us know if we miss anything major. Quizbowl on their way to Moth. Fun fact, the one of the funnest facts, one of the best ways to kill Mothula in this game, if you ever have the free time, you can use a bee on him. I should say it, but still.
Yeah, it looks like Scrub is going to go ahead and use the drop down instead of trying to set up that bomb jump again. Don't blame him.
Probably annoyed that he screwed it up since it's one of the easiest bomb jumps in the game. And Quizbowl opting to use Fire Rod. Ooh, bombs. Hera not really having the goods, but...
Hera empty today.
Either way. While Scrub is switching over to Hammer and buying that potion, is really helping him there. I know Hammer strats on Moth can be a little frustrating if you're not used to it. Trust me, I've literally had to teach myself how to do that thanks to Randomizer. And looks like Quiz is actually annoyed from that.
Oh, I thought he had a fairy.
No, he had a potion. But if anybody's wondering why we can actually see how Quiz is doing, he's got his webcam on, so we're able to sneak a peek into what he's feeling. And there's our first Crystal of the Seed at 46 minutes and change. Scrubcasual's on the board for their first crystal.
Probably going to get a look at Spiral Cave and Paradox Cave here from Scrubcasual.
More than likely, Spiral Cave, Paradox Cave, and if they fight Titansmiths, they will hit up that too. Let's see, Floating Island today is 10 arrows. Is Quizzy going to take another shot at Moth? I think he is. I couldn't see what happened after he decided to walk out of the Skullwoods. Ooh, hook shot.
Wow.
Should have come to Death Mountain first. It's not a negative. It's just more, the more I see, the more just like, you know, they gave you early Death Mountain too. It looks like Quizbowl's going over to check Graveyard Ledge and the King's Tomb. So let's see what's in Paradox Cave today. Spiral Cave having the goods. So we have Flippers, Piece of Hearts. So far, Paradox Cave and Eastside Death Mountain paying off big. $20. Bombs. Green Rupee. Not that much in Paradox Cave today. $20 and Master Sword. Useful. I was just about to say, I almost wish that they wouldn't find any swords to GT. Just because then that would make you think, is it worth beating Aghanim for that sword?
I don't know. I would be tempted to still do Aga to get that tempered sword, just still having 6 more dungeons to do. Although in a tournament, a 3-minute time investment is kind of scary. So maybe not.
It's 3 to 5.
I just think you would make up the time.
Scrub picking up a bottle of Kool-Aid from the item vendor there. And looks like Scrub's finally going to do all the Hylia checks. Hobo, and then probably head up to Zora.
K45 check for Quizbowl, kind of going out of his way for this one.
Yeah, he's got Mirror. It's more just like there's really not a good time to do that check, so. But ooh, paying off with another bottle, which is very good.
The boots were in Eastern Palace Big Chest.
Yep, and they led to the Mirror in Bonk Rocks, which both of our runners decided to not check Eastern until after they had visited the Dark World first. And with that Mirror, I think Quiz is going to check Bombos and get our first look at Desert.
I mean, it's not a bad play.
Not at all.
At least we have some divergence.
Very true. Very, very true. So, Bombos today is bombs again. Wow, the Goddesses of Hyrule really want Link to have bombs.
Neither one of our runners have checked Ice Rock Cave yet either.
Very true. Although I have to say, the game giving them lots of bombs just basically makes me want to think the Goddesses are telling Link to do something. $20 from Magina's Cave. Scrub about to buy some, chocolates from Zora. If Piece of Hearts are candy, then the giant heart's got to be a box of chocolates.
I think desert is all we have left at this point.
No. Swamp is available for Scrub.
Oh, yeah, Swamp is available for Scrub. Although desert's pretty quick, and you have the boots, plus you had the ledge and Agina, so that takes it from 2 items to 4.
Don't forget, it's also the green pendant.
Oh, yeah.
And
I did forget.
Though I do have to say, looks like Scrub's also going to check the Cave 45. I can't fault either of our runners for their routing, based off of where items are. There was technically a faster route, but that would require sneaking through it. Ooh, there's a bow.
There's bow.
So that gives Quiz access to Armos and all of Pod. Now, Scrub, where are you going? I don't remember the library having anything major, so I don't think Scrub checked the race game. Quiz opting to nope out of there.
Well, he does now have Pod and Eastern completables, so I definitely don't blame him for that.
I don't either. Although, ideally, you might want to finish Desert just because of how quick it is, but completely
Plus
understandable.
You're walking right past the Hashala, too.
Yeah, that is true. That is very, very true. Looks like Scrub's going to be going over and completing... are they? Yep, they're going to Swamp.
I like this play.
It's a very good play. I think since you're still looking for a lot of items, you will probably see a left side of Swamp, check. The only question is whether or not it will be before or after Argus.
And plus, we've had such a large amount of our overworld checks be really nothing. So I think kind of dungeon diving is a really good choice at this point.
Very, very true. I think Quizbowl is going to go beat Pod and then get the double dip and get Eastern at the same time.
Yeah, I like this routing from Quizbowl. I feel like Scrub is going to pull a bow out of here, though, too. I feel like there's going to be a bow in Swamp.
Let's see. Piece of candy? I have to say, I'm sorry for the piece of candy jokes. It's just when you see like 4 or 5 pieces of heart back to back to back, it reminds me of Family Guy. It reminds me of the piece of candy. It's like, ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
I thought you were making reference to our festive seeds.
Nah, I was like, I thought of that one more than anything else. I haven't had a chance to play any of the festive ones lately.
I saved a bunch of the Halloween ones. Was it Halloween or Christmas? I don't remember.
I know they've had some for each.
I think I saved the Christmas seeds because I hadn't been home to play many of them, so I stockpiled them.
They want to know if the tracker's completely up to date.
See, I'm commentating, tracking, and restreaming, so I'm bound to miss a thing or two, so feel free to call it out if you see it.
Yes, he's doing a whole lot tonight. So, yeah, let's see. And Quizbowl getting to check all of Pod and complete it. Looking like opting to bomb open the wall for the fairy fountain in there.
The tracker should be updated now. Should be ready.
And looks like Scrub is opting to go straight to the back.
Oh, thank you. I try.
I gotta say, I still love the old meme about Pod being the mullet dungeon.
Right? It is. That's always how it is.
So let's see what's in the sunken treasure chest here. Titans.
Ooh, Titans. And welcome, Zelda Speedruns with a rate of 122 people. Welcome to A Link to the Past Challenge Cup Bronze match. This is game Scrubcasual versus Quizbowl. And a lot of exciting things happening right now.
Yep. Scrub just found the Titans mitts. Before runners had early Dark World access via the hammer and gloves plus Moon Pearl, and they both went straight to Dark World versus checking Eastern, so it took them a little bit to get the boots, but
oh my gosh, that is so sweet. Thank you so much.
looks like we're going to see slashes and spins versus the menu boss on Scrubcasual side.
Yeah, no real need to menu when you have the Master Sword. Spins are just fine.
They are. It just takes a little bit of time, but it's very true. And there's the big key for Quizbowl in Harmless Hellway. You know, we still haven't found the single arrow yet. Any thoughts on where you'd like to see that gem of an item?
Ugh, that thing is gross. I don't even know.
Well, there's the map and a shield for Quizzy. I do have to point out, the vanilla location for that single arrow is in the basement of Pod. Just the compass there. And
so I think we still have 2 items remaining in Swamp Palace. I could have missed one, though.
I hate to say it, but pedestal has already been checked. It's just triple bombs. And ooh, Scrub opting to skip the left side of Swamp. Just a piece of heart in the big chest for Quizbowl. I think they're going to be heading straight to Helmasaur. But with Titans, it looks like Scrub is going to start, pick up Jeremiah and do the blacksmith chain. And I actually
not a bad call. I would feel like he's going to head to Desert after turning in that purple chest.
More than likely. They'll probably do the Dark World route so they can actually get Bombos at the same point. Sorry, same time.
Gonna get a look at our hammer pigs here. Now, I do believe we have an item on Helma as well.
I believe we do, and just a piece of heart in hammer pigs.
Quizbowl really needs to make that play up Death Mountain here soon. We are going to be Titans blocked anyway, so if he's waiting for those, he's not going to find them. Just $50 off of our blacksmiths today. Magic Bat was nothing.
$20. It was $20. So yes, basically nothing.
Looks like we're going to have a chest dupe from Scrubcasual.
Wait, there's an actual chest dupe now?
Mm-hmm. He's going to mirror right next to the thief, and he's going to trigger the purple chest.
Ah, did not know that was possible. I know there's one for the super bomb, but not for that one, still.
And our last mail upgrade.
And while blink and you miss it, and Quizbowl has beaten Helmasaur. And
Ooh.
all for a piece of heart.
So we did get a shield out of Pod.
Well, it's a good shield. Don't get me wrong, I am always a fan of picking up that shield. Just because it's, very useful in just, stopping arrows and a few other small projectiles.
Scrubcasual gonna head into desert to grab his bow. Interesting to see if he goes ahead and takes care of the Lamolas as well to turn in that green pendant before heading to Eastern and Pod. Although he can go up to Dark Death Mountain at this point, but we do need that flute to have our mire access, so we won't know what exactly we need for go mode. We do know definitely the ice rod and the flute. Whether or not we will need another one of the medallions is yet to be seen.
Very true. Although ice is also available, even though it is an actual red, is a pendant. Also,
that
Jinxie,
is CSR gross.
You forgot to mark blind.
Oh, if I did, on both of them. Thank you.
No problem. I just noticed it myself.
So there is an item on Armos here as well. Or is there not? I thought there was. Maybe not. I could be wrong.
There is, if I recall correctly, because the big chest had the actual boots, so there should be one there, if I recall.
Yeah, I know we got a bottle and boots from here. I don't think we saw a third item.
I believe we didn't, so yeah, there should be an item on Armos. And Quizzy doing an okay job of Armos, although missing the quick kill, but gets $20.
So Scrub doing a save and quit. I imagine going to head over to the Pod Eastern area. I think all Quizbowl can do right now is head back up the mountain.
And someone also pointing out Swamp for Scrub as well.
Thank you, Ryan.
Although I am surprised neither of our runner decided to go and clear out the rest of Desert. It's getting late.
Looks like we're not going to get to see what's on that green pendant for a while, if at all.
I'm personally hoping it's either flute or the ice rod. Or mushroom.
CSR gross as well.
Quizbowl going to probably beat Hera and go from there. As we know, Pod didn't have much at all, except for, if I recall correctly, a shield, so Scrub will pick up their first shield. And Hera not really having much either for Quizbowl, but it should be interesting on that one. At least Quizbowl will get a few minutes break thanks to the coffee break room. And remember, if you're enjoying, this race, please remember to follow our runners, Quizbowl and Scrubcasual. I'm sure someone will be able to drop a link to them in the chat.
So yeah, nothing really exciting is going to be happening for the next couple of minutes.
As we've both seen, what's in each dungeon. So I guess everybody, I won't say go freshen up your drinks or something like that for the, because it does sound bad, but don't expect much interest, for it, except some great execution of these dungeons by our runners.
So I think after this, we are going to see probably a Dark Death Mountain check from Scrubcasual, because I believe that's all he will have left other than Ice Palace. And who wants to do Pendant Ice Palace? No one.
Ice Palace has held a lot of good to this race.
Cave. We still have not checked Ice Rock Cave.
Yeah, not just that, but Ice Rod, plus you've got, God, what is it? Yeah, Ice Rod, Dark Death Mountain. Forgetting the eyes of that one. Let's see. Yeah, Ice Rod Cave, Dark Death Mountain, the Ice Palace, and God. Though you will not see Scrub immediately go to there, because he'll probably mirror after Helmasaur and clear up Eastern.
Yeah, especially without that flute, it just makes sense to route in Eastern and Pod together because they're so convenient because they're side by side. Oh, Skull Woods. Yes, we do have Skull Woods.
That is very true. As Quizbowl attempted to do that and died to Mothula, and Scrub noped out of it because they didn't have a sword.
I actually remembered to mark that defeated dungeon. Yay me.
Yay!
It's like I black out when they beat a boss and just completely forget to mark it.
Oh no, we've got a lot of other stuff going on, so it's you're providing commentary, you're checking on the restream, and you're having to track. So, trust me, it could be worse. It could be worse.
I do it every time I track. It's not just because of commentary and restreaming as well today. I just don't know why I have some kind of aversion to tracking when they beat dungeons.
It's just one of those things. You tend to look away. You tend to miss it. It's this was like, I'd make the whole, shiny buttons. But looks like Quizbowl will finally be getting their hook shot as well as hook shot and
flippers, as well as his second sword.
Yep. So I'd say get ready to mark all three of those.
Yep.
I know I'm personally a fan of just doing the whole, okay, are they in the room? Yes. Is there a chance that, unless, their console crashes or anything else happens, they're going to get the item? Then click.
Oh, it appears Dragon Strike has stopped by our chat today to watch the bronze medal.
Has the finals themselves happened yet?
They
haven't had a chance to follow. So who won anyway?
I don't know. Dragon Strike. It was you, correct?
And the answer, the one question in the chat, so. Yes, flute is required.
Yeah, because we have, Second Strike is our champion of this tournament, stopping in to say hey and watch the finals here.
Plus, also getting to enjoy some, probably horrible commentary from the pair of us. Not a knock against you, Jinxie. Not a knock at all.
Oh no, knock away, sir.
Hey, it is what it is. Although Scrub knocked on Helmasaur's mask until it finally broke.
Yeah, so unfortunately, these next 2-3 matches are going to be the end of our Challenge Cup.
But it was a worthwhile experience and well worth watching. Especially all the VODs.
For sure. And also, while we're watching some rechecks here, big thanks to Go Mode Podcast, who helped us restream a lot of the races. We were kind of bombarded with a bunch all at once, and they definitely stepped up and took a lot of that burden off of us here at ZSR, and it was just wonderful. Umaga, Math Girl, Amerith, everyone, they just really jumped in and helped out, and it was really great. So make sure you show some love to Go Mode Podcast as well.
Well, you also had GDQ during part of that, but yes, huge shout outs to Axel, to Go Mode Podcast for all they did on that one. I mean, there's been a lot going on in the Zelda community in the last few months. God, not just the Link to the Past, not just the Challenge Cup, but everything Zelda-wise. Scrub on their way to Arbos, while Quiz going through Swamp. Though, Jinxie, what would you say? Think Quiz is going to check left side?
I do not, and that's only because he seemed to get his flippers and his hookshot late, so he might be trying to cut corners where he can. I would be surprised to see him do left side.
I could see him consider doing the whole left side play after Argus, just so that way, if it's nothing, he can, quickly mirror out.
Ooh, Scrub getting a little bullied by the Armos Knights. Pretty easy boss to recover from, though. Gonna grab his
their $20.
Fourth crystal, yeah.
Yep, fourth crystal.
Had to relook and make sure I didn't just forget to mark something.
It's okay. It's okay, Jinxie. I have to say, if you're Scrub, Dark Death Mountain, Skullwoods, or Ice Palace?
100% Dark Death. Because that's going to give you information as well on if you need to be looking for another medallion or
oh god,
it's a lot of items.
Not just that.
I think he's doing a pyramid check.
Most likely, and not just that, but they have Cane of Samaria. They have the Fire Rod. They have the Mirror. They have the Hammer and Titan's Mitts. They have access to Turtle Rock, providing it's either Quake or Ether.
Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely think that Dark Death is probably a better play versus Pendant Ice Palace.
Especially when you know what's waiting at the pedestal is just a, 3-pack of 3 bombs. I think Scrub will probably head over, check Catfish. I don't know if, depending on where he stands, he'll probably either grab the 10 arrows by accident or just save and quit. And then you're right that we'll probably see a Dark Death Mountain play.
I mean, I would have to think with that early cape and Bonk Rocks or Bumper Cave having Quake that that's going to be what we need to get in a Turtle Rock. But just a guess.
Although I could see this, considering our runners skipped both left side swamp and the rest of desert, possibly having the flute and that Quake being needed for Meyer.
Yeah. I feel like Quizbowl is really thinking about finishing Swamp, but I don't see him doing it.
Let's see, and opting not to. This is going to haunt both of them if there are items that are there. And it looks like Scrub is probably going to go finish Skull Woods.
Yep. I mean, if he's thinking that, okay, I could pull the flute here, take care of Meyer before even heading up to the mountain. But I like this play from Quizbowl because he's going to check.
I think Quiz feels like they might be behind, but at the same point, this has got the most, dense locations on that one. Although, considering Skullwoods, if Moth's got an item, then that's good. I don't remember if or not we saw the last item out of Skullwoods or not. It was about, 30 plus minutes back?
Yeah, I think there's an item on Mothula.
I mean, they're still missing the compass, so either way, we'll see soon enough.
Sorry,
wait, was it compass or map?
Tapped me on the back just as I was talking, and it scared me.
Oh,
hey,
it is great on
Quake.
Well, I think you might be right. Are you trying to give him a jinx and make him have to go through Turtle Rock?
Maybe.
Jinxie?
I mean, I don't think it's a terrible play. How often is Ice Rod in Turtle Rock? I mean, come on.
Very true. I mean, I'm agreeing with you. I think, honestly, Turtle Rock is the proper play on that one. Due to item locations. I
definitely think it's a better play than going to Ice Palace. Because I hate Ice Palace. I am very against Ice Palace.
I'm not a fan of it either. And the NMG community decided to ban the latest glitch there for it, at least for now. And trust me, that thing didn't even... It was literally one of those closest things on that one, but still. And $20 there.
Skullwood's empty today. Let's see what Hookshot Cave has.
Oh.
There's our flute.
Quizzy, I think you just got a little bit of a head start. So flute, nothing.
Oh.
A hole. Quizzy, go down the hole.
Thank you for agreeing, Dude. So Hookshot with the flute. So, I probably wouldn't dip right now. I would go activate that flute and check Meyer.
I think.
Well, it's another climb though if he doesn't. So,
I think Quizzer is going to do that because there's 5 items in Turtle Rock, not counting the Mimic Cave.
No, Scrub, no.
This is a huge divergence.
Oh, no, don't do this.
Now, this is all going to depend. If Ice Rod's here, then that's huge for Scrub. If Ice Rod's in the deeper parts of Turtle Rock, the Mario dungeon, then it's huge for Quizbowl.
I mean, there's really no such thing as Go Mode T-Rock anyway, other than the lava chest, which you can skip, and possibly the big chest. I think that this makes way more sense than going to Ice Palace. But again, I'm not in the tournament. I'm just a lowly commentator. So, I
was in the tournament, but I basically got sick before my final two. Well, one during my, just before my, during my literally second to last match, and then was out of town during the last one, so couldn't finish off. But still. Both of our runners have to be very good, at least with reading the seed, to be able to make it this far. Coming up, the famous Ice Palace bomb jump, most likely. And I hate to say it, but
we're starting to get into the heart of T-Rock here, so we're going to see some items, hopefully.
I do have to say, I think Ice Palace bomb jump is generally the most famous Link to the Past glitch, apart from Houlihan and EG. At least that's how it feels to me. Let's see, a heart container for Quizbowl in the Chain Chomp room.
Very nice bomb setup to take care of those pen gators.
Yep, although Scrub did have the hook shot, which is one of the other fastest ways to get rid of them. There's the big key, close to its vanilla location.
Does Scrub not know he needs the flute?
I believe he
Or he might just be trying to get... If he finds one item, he's going to piece out of Ice Palace. It's just interesting to go back and check. There's our silvers.
But that, I think, might make a difference. As both of our runners are still on Master Sword, those silver arrows will come in huge for Vitreous.
Yeah. So far, just a shield in TR.
And so far, silvers and ice. That must be nice.
Yeah, I feel like it's safe to say that Quizbowl's probably not going to get those silvers.
More than likely, unless something huge is on the boss. Like the ice rod is on the boss. That's all I could see it.
Nope. Ice rod's right there.
So, what was that about going to Ice Palace?
Okay, so he might get the silvers. Oh, and there's combos.
I think ice just paid off.
Yeah.
Never gamble with ice. It's literally got the actual, longest gamble in the game. In a sense, I actually being able to do that dungeon without the Moon Pearl, but that sort of puts Scrub clearly in go mode after doing Hookshot Cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, after Hookshot Cave, Scrub will be in go mode.
Oh, yeah. So that was quite a gamble that definitely paid off for Scrub.
Oh, immensely. That ice play was huge.
Yeah, Ryan, it was definitely a big gamble. Both runners have really been making really interesting plays, and I think it's because both kind of know how each other plays, so trying to do things that the other might not, is really the only way they're going to win this race. They're both very, very well-versed at execution. They practice constantly and know their boss fights and definitely really good with routing. So they are trying to make kind of galaxy brain plays because, they're very well matched up. So if they don't kind of think outside the box, then they're not going to win.
I think both of the runners have actually played each other before.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I might have called one of those matches. And Scrub's in go mode. At 1 hour, 26 minutes, and let's call it 5 seconds, Scrubcasual has entered Go mode.
So unfortunately, we know that this isn't there's our single arrow of destiny. This is not going to pay off for Quizbowl here, but he could find a sword upgrade that Scrub might not find, or the 4th pop.
Yep. So Scrub will finish Turtle Rock, then go activate their flute and go and complete the mire.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think Quizbowl is 100% going to go to Mire instead of Ice Palace. So he's going to end up full clearing Mire when what he needs is an ice.
He needs to complete Skull Woods.
Yeah, he got to do that too.
And everybody, hats off. All the usual memes for the bird. Yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to try to sing or do anything else like that. Still.
So yeah, Quizbowl going to go ahead and take care of Mocula. I would venture a guess that we are going to have a Master Sword Ganon, just because we do know the 3rd sword is behind Aga 1. So neither get that. And we have done a lot of checks, and it's either looking like Ice Rod Cave, Checkerboard Cave, or Mire Shed possibly having our 3rd sword, or Mire itself, because we have cleared everything else in the game. So if that sword is buried deep in all ZSR3, thanks so much for the raid. If that sword is buried deep in Ganon's tower, then we're going to have a Master Sword Ganon.
I'm calling it now Big Test of GT.
That is gross. And I have seen it more than once. Be there. It's always a bummer when you kind of know where a sword is and know you're never going to get it. Especially in the first 5 minutes of the game, it just kind of sits there and is like, oh, well, there's my tempered. I'm not going to have it. So we're going to have a revenge Mocula fight for Quizbowl as Scrubcasual goes to take care of Trinex.
Now the better question is whether or not he will take care of Trinex from the front or the back. But at least...
I think with Master Sword, he's probably going to use Hammer Strats, so I feel like he's just going to do it from the front.
Unlikely, although at least he won't have to open the turtle's bumhole. And that's putting that nicely. I've heard a few runners refer to that hole as, the escape hole as a lot worse. But for that flute, definitely going to probably go to Mire. Yep. Although you will probably see Checkerboard and the Mire said checked. Oh god. I know where Quiz is going after this. Quiz will probably check Desert. Last item in Desert after this.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense.
$300 and well, there's half magic at least.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but I remember back in the days when they had quarter magic.
I do.
My god, that was busted.
It was wonderful, is what it was.
Considering that that was actually in the game's code for vanilla?
Was it Bombos for Maya?
I did not check.
Yeah, I didn't really see either.
If it's Bombos for Meyer...
Because I can't imagine he wouldn't go in it.
Very, very true.
Being it's a crystal.
I mean, if it's Bombos for Meyer, then Quizzy might be able to get his... Oh, no. No. Oh, no. Where was Bombos again?
Ice Palace.
Oh, I know that. I was trying to remember where in Ice Palace, and then I also remembered... Oh, wait. He still needs the... Sorry, he still needs the Ice Rod.
Yeah. So, off to the Trinex fight for Scrubcasual. Quizbowl gonna go ahead and do his beloved block locations, his Titan checks, if you will.
Seeing the Smith, rescuing Smith, then doing Purple Chest, Pig, the Pig Cave, and going from there. And, Scrub.
Scrub needs to be careful with these magic shots. I do not... Oh, he has a blue potion, I think.
Yes, I believe he does, as as Record Cave had it. Be careful.
Calm down, Scrub.
Well, there's both heads Trinex done. There's 2 hits on Trinex. 3, 4, and Trinex down. So, fun fact. Do you know the reason why the heart always appears in the center of this dungeon?
No.
I mean, the center of this room? Because Trinex actually can go out of bounds. The way he slithers, he can go out of bounds, so the devs had to make it drop from the center because having a heart spawn out of bounds means that they wouldn't have been able to collect the heart, and therefore it would have soft locked the game.
Very interesting. I have had items go out of bounds on the dig game. Quizbowl's making the play.
Yep.
It has to be Bombos for Meyer. I'm marking it as Bombos.
Just mark it for Bombos.
There's no way he would make this play if
100%
Meyer was clearable.
100%. Ice having 3 amazing items. Although only 2 of them were needed, getting silver arrows there was still amazing. Remember, folks, always check Pendant Ice, at least the first chest.
He's definitely going to get those silvers because he's going to get a key here in the first chest. It would just be stupid not to check that when you could route it in so easily. So I feel like he's definitely going to get silvers. I don't know whether he's going to have enough time to catch up, though, at this point.
So it looks like Scrub is picking up their potions now. Probably will be finishing Meyer, and then going from there. So do you think we'll see the God Meyer? And if so, do you think Scrub can hover?
I don't ever feel like it's a God Meyer when Meyer is your last pendant. Or crystal. I feel like it's always a long dungeon when you can go about it. And all of our dungeons have been really bizarrely laid out. Like, none of our items were easily accessible. They were all very deep within the dungeons. So I don't think Meyer is going to cooperate at all.
And Digi pointing out in chat that Scrub really can't hover. Beautiful. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, that was a little low there on that bomb jump. And I think that's too high.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But that's just like perfect.
It. Yeah.
So both of our runners will have silvers.
Finicky, especially when you play an atomizer. Because sometimes, depending on what the enemies are in the next room, the bomb jump won't work.
True. And, oh god, the mushroom. Unnecessary, but still. Because the game wants you to have the mushroom. Although, here's a question for you. Yep.
Okay, it's a Godmire.
Well, Godmire, if you can hover, is having the key where the mushroom was, because then you can just hover it. But since you can't, basically yes. I'm personally thinking, I mean, you have the mushroom. Do you think it's worth actually stopping by real quick before heading up to the mountain, just in case your next sword is there? You know, double check your potions, everything else like that. What do you think?
I don't know. I was just making sure Sahashalabot was in the channel so we could do the big key guessing game.
Yeah, true enough. True enough.
Because after this, Scrubcasual is heading up the tower. Keep going. Okay.
Although I guess I will say we could also make guesses in chat as to where do you think the last sword will be if it's in Ganon's tower.
What are you doing, Quizbowl? Leave. Yes.
There we go. 2 quick arrows for Vitreous. Fun fact for those that didn't know, the Vitreous is actually the goo there, as it actually is something in the real world. It's the goo that is around the human eye.
And everybody in chat, get your big key guesses in. Pick a number between 1 and 22 on where Scrubcasual is going to find the Ganon's Tower big key today.
I know I've got mine in chat already. What do you guess, Jinxie?
I always guess 12.
Are they enough? Same.
Yeah, I either do 12 or 9.
Oddly enough, same for me, just because I was born on December 12th. So I got a reason for that one.
My birthday is February 12th. So you're in good company, sir.
Yeah, as I said, 12 is a very good day for that one.
So we are going to close out the big key guessing game as soon as Scrubcasual enters Ganon's Tower.
And I could say this much now. Quiz is probably feeling behind for having to do the, tower. Oh, sorry for having to... Oh, sorry again. For having to actually go through Turtle Rock again.
Yeah, it's slightly easier to go back through it. So, I mean, it's not going to be a huge, terrible deal. It is just more time that, unfortunately, Quizbowl can't afford at this point.
I know. But...
All right, last chance for guesses.
And we could also guess as to where do you think the last sword will be?
I mean, I can start it if you want.
Nah. Guessing's not close, so let's see. Today we have... Okay, let's see. Chest 1 is a heart. 2 is another heart. That's actually very nice. A key on Bob's torch. Vanilla again. Chest 4, another key. Chest 5, bombs. Chest 6, another key. Chest 7, a piece of heart. Though that being the 4th, giving him a complete refill. Seven is a single rupee.
I think that was 8.
Let's see, torch, the 2 there, that's 3, 4, 5. Yep, you're right, it is 8. I had to do some quick math. And blink and you'll miss it on Quizbowl side for Vitreous. Because I see explosions. Ooh, Scrub going Dark Magician strategy. Wait, already found it. So what was that? 9? 9. Damn. Pardon the language there, but should have gone 9.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Scrub check these chests up at the top of the tower, just looking for another sword.
Oh, most definitely. Though I'm surprised he didn't hang on to do the randomizer room since he was just about there. It's 4 quick checks, and it could have seriously helped.
Yeah, but an hour 44 in, I don't think he wants to waste any more time.
Very true. Very, very true.
Yeah, he did have to come back to Mothula, but I definitely don't blame him for that play just because the Mothula fight was so low percent when he was there the first time. So going back and risking taking another death before coming back once you're a little bit more equipped, I think was definitely a better strategy. Even though it did lose some time, I think in the long run, waiting until you had a little bit more life was definitely a better choice.
Not only that, but also using the hammer on Mothula can be a little bit harder to do depending on the spike patterns. One land mole, 2 land mole, 3 land mole. Nice kill on Scrub's side. Although I've been corrected by a few people that have run Zelda 1 that the land moles are sort of what mold arms are in Z1. And vice versa. Just don't get the one flame glitch here, Scrub. Just don't get it. Good.
I have
He avoided that. I have seen that exactly one time in a tournament. And it was the very first, Link to the Past randomizer tournament.
Yeah, it feels bad. I didn't do it in a tournament, but I did do it during a cross keys run, and I had to go all the way back up to do the tower again.
Although I have to say, if I recall correctly, the person that it happened to is an actual very, I guess you could call him a famous Zelda, member of the community. It happened to Fred.
Oh, poor Fred.
Yeah.
Everything happens to poor Fred.
For those who don't know, Fred Coughlin, the creator of the Z1 randomizer. As I said, that's one of those things, it's like, I'd have to go back and look at it, but looks like you're right. Master Sword, but Silver is Ganon. So here we go. Aga 1. Sorry, Aga 2. And we got a nice double. A single. Another double. Up to 5. And Aga 2 down. And try next down for Quizbowl. So Scrub is exactly 1 Ganon's Tower ahead of Quizbowl. Call it about 6 to 7 minutes. If you want an exact time or an average. Now remember, this fight is going to require, 24 spins, 12 on the first phase, 12 on the second phase, then 4 more, basically 28 spin attacks, then 4 silver arrows, not counting the spins to actually damage Ganon in order to be able to use those arrows.
Oh, Scrub didn't check Mire Shed, so didn't get that half magic that Quizbowl has.
Yeah, but he's got 3 blue potions, so it shouldn't be that bad.
Oh yeah, he's fine. Especially with silver arrows. Sorry, I can't get comfortable in my chair.
It's okay. It's okay. Let's see, that's
at least it doesn't
hit.
squeak anymore.
It could be worse on that one.
Ooh, looks like we are through the first 2 phases of Ganon for Scrubcasual.
Yep. 3 hits left, not counting the hits for the silvers.
Oh, getting a little unlucky with those fire bats.
1 more hit and he'll be in phase 4. Nice torch glitch. Fun fact, torch glitch is actually still in the US version of the game. So you too can actually, use the torch glitch, on your Zelda adventure. And get your GGs in chat as soon as Scrub walks across the incoming bridge. And this is coming from someone who has actually had that, who's actually walked over there and missed it. And GG to Scrub.
Yeah,
Do you have...
and Scrub is going to be joining us.
So I lost. Oh, we're in here. Okay.
It's okay.
Oh, hey,
it's okay.
GG's.
GG's to the pair of you.
Pull in Quizbowl here?
Yeah, I can.
As they just left him out there in the cold.
Sorry.
You were gone.
Yeah.
GG's to the pair of you.
Thank you very much.
So how about that Ice Palace, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, it was stacked. I was so close to mirroring out after Ice Rod as well. If there wasn't a chest right next to it, like the bid chest, I probably would have actually. So like if it was one of the deeper checks, I wouldn't have even gone for it.
And what's even funnier is I kept Jinxie here, to play as Ice Palace. She's like, nah, it's Turtle Rock. And I'm like, I can see the checks there, but it's more than likely, would they check it? And it turned out to be, huge.
I hate Ice Palace so much.
Oh, man. 3 major items there, too. That is just unfair.
Yeah, silvers as well. I forgot silvers were in there. Yeah, no, I also hate, like, if it's Pendant Ice Palace, I hate it. I'll go pretty early if it's completable and it's a crystal, but I hate the amount of time you need to put in for that to be a pendant and have nothing.
I hate to say it, but the thing with Ice Palace, it's got the longest shot, in the game since almost no one ever nowadays goes to Ice Palace with just the Titan Smiths. Meaning, if you have Titan Smiths and, Fire Rod / Bombos, even if you don't have the Moon Pearl, you can actually sequence break there and go for the longest, odds in the game.
That's still gross. It's like blasphemy. But the interesting thing is, I've watched you guys throughout this entire tournament. I, either restreamed or calmed most of your races. I noticed that you both made some pretty interesting outside of the box plays. Were you trying to kind of meta each other here? Like I saw an early play to Pyramid from Quizbowl and that dip into Ice Palace earlier for you, Scrubcasual. It was just kind of, I thought you guys might have been taking a little bit more gambles because you're playing each other. Am I correct in that assumption?
It wasn't necessarily, I'm playing, Scrubcasual specifically and I need to make different plays. Some of the plays that I made, especially that Turtle Rock dive, that was a gamble solely based on me feeling behind from taking that early Mothula death. It tilted me a little bit, threw off my routing a little bit, and so I was making kind of some snap decisions, and I felt really, really behind at that point, and so I was like, I need to make a big gamble here. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to commit to dive Turtle Rock, and unfortunately came up short.
And I would say the same for me, but with the opposite decision of like I felt so far behind when I left Swamp, so that's why I went straight. I could have done Ice Palace or Desert, so I went Desert, and I felt oddly still behind after getting whatever the progression was there. Bow. So the bow. So when I had the chance, after doing Eastern and Pod and not getting anything, I felt so far behind where I'm thinking I could have gone Turtle Rock, where I feel like a lot of people would go Turtle Rock in that situation. So I felt like if I did that, I'm already behind. I'm going to stay behind. So I went Ice Palace, hoping to get either Flute. I was hoping to get Ice Rod, because I had a feeling Flute was in Turtle Rock, though it was in Hookshot Cave, but it was still up there. So I was hoping to get Ice Rod to then go up and finish Turtle Rock, and then hopefully get Flute, and then do, all of that.
I do have to ask one question to the pair of you. Why not complete Desert? It was the green pendant. Both were there. Both noped out after getting what was it? The bow.
It was in the back of my mind. You got the 2 main items up front. So Lammola wasn't going to drop anything, but it was the green pendant. And I think my argument was, unless Lammola specifically drops the flute, I'm going to be in the neighborhood again later in the seed.
And that was my same thinking. We get bow from there, and I could finish it and get green pendant, which that's a 1 It'd take like 3 to 4 minutes to do that, or I could go straight to Pod, which is now in Logic, get 4 more checks, and then finish Eastern Palace as well. So that's 6 checks in Crystal Dungeons that I need to finish. The probability of something being there is more likely, even though there was nothing there. Just that was my thought process.
I feel like all of the dungeon items too in this particular seed were just buried. Like most of the bosses carried an item, and you know, you kind of expect Pod to be like that. But everything else was just it was gross, especially Skull Woods. Like there wasn't any items at all in the front, you know, even with the big key that you had to go back and get. It just felt like this seed was so trolly from the beginning, just where everything was located. Like it kind of started off kind of exciting, and then knowing where your sword was on Aga 1, and then being like, then getting the capes, you're like, okay, probably gonna have to do Aga 1 anyway, and then realizing that the cape was just to get Quake for Turtle Rock access. That had to be a little frustrating.
Yeah, I think one of the more frustrating bits about it is, you know, I was making a lot of, you know, little plays, kind of hoping that, oh, maybe if I do this, it can save me a couple minutes because maybe my opponent won't do this type of thing, you know, going up pyramid and going to catfish, things like that. But every time I made one of those 1 minute, 2 minute deviations, it never paid off. And then the logical progression chain just seemed to be in places where, you know, an opponent doing, you know, any generic opponent doing a normal route would stumble across the items in the proper order, and I kept feeling like I wasted time making more out of the way checks where the seed was being a bit more linear for me. So that was always just kind of a bad feeling, that, you know, bad taste in my mouth the entire way through.
Yeah, I would agree. I think both Quizbowl and I we're approaching this the same way, and I think it really came down to the Turtle Rock Ice Palace, because like, I mean, you see the difference when we finish here. Like that's the difference of basically full clearing Turtle Rock, and then having to go back up and do it like double dip it. That's I think if we had both gone ice or both gone Turtle Rock, this would have been within like a minute of each other.
Oh, for sure. I definitely think that you both played so well. It was a really, really trolly seed, and the items in their locations, like that first glove being over in Paradox, the glove and the flippers, and what was it? Hook shot and flippers at Paradox. Then you had to go into Swamp to get the Titans to go back. I mean, it was a lot of kind of back and forth where you didn't have to really double dip dungeons per se, but just the progression sequence was a little bizarre in this particular seed.
I do have to say, how did Master Sword feel? And did you think about checking rando room, since both of you noped out of checking that, you know, since we're so close?
I knew I had lost at that point, so I mean, it didn't really make much of a difference.
So for me, looking back at it, I did a few checks, like the few checks going up Ganon's Tower, like going off Gauntlet, but in reality, we still had maybe like 15, 20 checks with like Ganon Tower, Overworld, and I mean, for me at least, I don't know what he had checked, so you may all know, but like there's probably like a 50% chance it could have been in Ganon Tower, and I don't think that would be worth it to dive a little deeper when I had no idea. Like, I already felt so far behind. The Tempered Sword would save maybe like 25, 30 seconds. It may have
made a difference if we hadn't had silvers handed to us by Ice Palace.
Oh, agreed. Yeah.
Very, very true. Very, very true. I mean, because both of you knew you would probably at most were going to have Tempered Sword very early on, thanks to the Lumberjack Ledge having the remaining sword. I'm assuming neither of you felt like going to Aga for that at any point?
Not specifically for it, no. I mean, like we were saying, it's only a 20-second time save, and Aga takes 5 minutes. So that would only be coming into question if the seed forced us for whatever reason, or our Dark World access or something like that.
Yeah,
very true.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the only item locations that we don't know are of is Pyramid Fairy, Shovel, and Mushroom, as well as one item in Mire than the rest of the items in GT, of course. But yeah, you guys like pretty much covered everything. I was pretty excited to know where everything was, except where that final sword, which I'm assuming has to be in Ganon's Tower at this point.
My guess was Big Chest, the one location no one's gonna check.
That's the meme, right?
Get your GGs in chat for Quizbowl.
Again on that one, but I have seen someone check the Big Chest, but that was because the big key was literally in its vanilla location, and they still needed a sword. But that's like the only time I've ever seen that happen, apart from entrance shuffle and the other things.
Well, I checked it the other day looking for hookshot, so
Same. I did it last night looking for hookshot. Ganon Tower without hookshot is just like, I don't want to go back and look anywhere else.
Oh, that or hover, but hovering is hard.
yeah, I've never been able to pull it off in a kind of a more of a race type situation. I pulled it off once with save states, but
I mean, technically you could pause buffer it, but that's gosh.
Any ideas when game 2 is going to be?
Well, we already had a time block set aside. We're going to do same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow night.
Same bat flags.
Well, I think we're going to change it. I think is Ridley Dragon here? We were talking about maybe changing it to like an inverted retro cross keys.
I like it.
I do too, but Ridley apparently had a league match to do.
It was either that or we changed the flag to Super Metroid Link to the Past combo rando.
No, just no.
All right.
I suck at calling those.
All right. In all seriousness, my preferred change is going to be changing it to standard mode. I just I fell in love with this randomizer on standard mode, and if I'm going to lose this, I'm going to lose on a standard seed.
I have not done a standard since I think last challenge cup like a year ago, so that'll be fun.
All right, yeah. So just practice your bomb escapes.
Yeah, I remembered calling standard on that one, and I remember when open was the new thing on that one, and it was created just to appease the Z1 runners. Wow, that takes me back, and that just made me feel old for some reasons.
Yeah, I was reading in the Discord, they're going to have like a throwback race, a V18 seed.
Oh, boy. I started like
2-7, I think. God, V18. The classic.
When you can open Link's chest and find Butter Sword.
Or Silver's.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Open Link's chest, get Butter Sword, get Titans, get basically almost anything. Where Uncle could give you literally your Silvers, and you got gold in the very first chest, and then you're set for the rest of the game.
Good times, good times.
Sorry. I was saying before y'all head out, I don't know when you're gonna cut, but like I want to make sure I get my thank yous out to both of you, and I don't know who was doing tracking, if it was you two or not.
It was.
Yeah, you basically got this set up last minute with all the other runs happening right now too. So I appreciate it. I know it's a very hectic time right now, so I want to thank you for that.
Huge thank you to Jinxie, because she not only restreamed, she helped with tracking and provided commentary here and there.
Wow, that's you're a one-woman show here. That's quite impressive. So thank you 3 times over.
You're welcome. My parents now can't complain about my college education. Now they should be proud of me. No, it was a pleasure, and it is sad to see this tournament kind of wrapping up, but it was so exciting that I was able to be here to do game 1 and tracking, calming, and restreaming. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but it's really not. it was a really good time. I definitely wouldn't do it if I couldn't. So thank you guys for allowing us to restream you and just being here throughout the tournament and putting on such a fantastic show. So definitely everyone out there watching, make sure you throw some love over to Quizbowl and Scrubcasual, who have just been so phenomenal during this entire tournament. Even though I've asked them a couple times to tie it so we could go, best out of 5, but nobody listens to me here. But yeah, be sure to tune in tomorrow again at 9:15.
Right, make the same gambles as me next time, Scrub.
I'll do my best.
So I think with that, we are going to go ahead and shut this down for the evening, give our runners a chance to rest up before coming back for another race. So once again, on behalf of ZSR, thank you all for tuning in and being, continuing presence in this wonderful Challenge Cup. We definitely couldn't do it without you. If you too think that you could commentate or track, feel free to sign up on our Discord for the Challenge Cup. Of course, there's only 2 more races, but there will be another one coming around. So definitely start practicing your commentating and your tracking. We always look forward to more volunteers.
And so not just that, but also remember to have fun with this and enjoy the races.
Yes, that is the big part. Just have fun. Enjoy the community. They're wonderful people. Everybody's willing to help out and kind of jump in when needed. So don't be afraid. Reach out to someone. You can message me. I don't mind it. I'm happy to help anywhere I can. So with that,
same.
We will call it a night. Have a great one, guys.